5 red flags. The 2025 economy is weaker than they say, so the White House is popping champagne over a solid 2.8% growth rate. Meanwhile, your grocery bill is still doing that thing where a single bag costs more than date night used to. Your cousin just texted from the UPS parking lot, pink slip emoji. And Apple wants an extra $30 for the same iPhone they sold last year before you've even cracked the plastic. Weird flex, right? That gap between the press release economy and real life isn't a glitch. It's the first crack in the story. Give me 5 minutes and I'll show you the biggest red flags the headlines keep dodging, and why that gap is only getting wider. Section 1. Red flag #1. Core inflation is still picking your pocket. Yeah, the headline CPI eased a bit, but the stuff that actually hits your wallet, rent, car insurance, haircuts, is glued above 3.8%. Wages only climbed 3.2% last quarter, so every month you're quietly getting demoted to a smaller slice of the pie. Ever priced car insurance lately? National average up 22% since January. In Florida, it's nearly 50%. That's not transitory. That's body shops and reinsurers still charging hurricane surcharges. Until those services calm down, the Fed can't ride to the rescue with rate cuts. Every extra buck you fork over for coverage is a buck that never makes it to dinner out or a weekend trip. Section 2. Red flag #2. Global trade is cracking under fresh tariffs. Washington slapped another 25% tariff on $180 billion of Chinese goods. Beijing shot back with 20% on soybeans and aircraft parts. Translation: the price bump isn't staying on a spreadsheet somewhere, it's coming to a shelf near you. Walmart's suppliers already warned the holiday aisle will be 8–12% pricier for blenders and Barbie dream houses. Meanwhile, the Baltic Dry Index, think of it as the Uber surge pricing of global freight, has fallen off a cliff, down 46% since April. Ships are sailing half empty while warehouses stay stuffed. When shipping costs and new orders both nosedive, recession historically shows up for the encore. Section 3. Red flag #3. Businesses just stopped investing. If everything were peachy, CEOs would be shoveling cash into new plants and equipment. Instead, core capital goods orders just fell for the third month straight, down another 1.9%. Why bother building a factory when tariff rules rewrite themselves every earnings call? Multinationals would rather pocket a risk-free 5% in money market funds. Less investment today equals slower productivity tomorrow, and that's a gift that keeps on giving in a bad way. Caterpillar already trimmed 2026 revenue forecasts 4%, and ASML, the Dutch company that makes the machines that make chips, just reported its fastest order cancellation rate since the early 2000s. If this is clicking louder than the nightly news, smash that like so the algorithm shows it to someone who still thinks soft landing is a sure thing. New around here? Hit subscribe. We sift the actual data every week so you don't have to parse press release bingo cards. Section 4. Red flag #4. The job market is quietly rolling over. Unemployment at 4.1% sounds chill, until you notice temporary help gigs have dropped 7 months in a row and the I quit rate just scraped a 3-year low. Workers aren't quitting for better pay. They're hugging the jobs they have. Amazon alone trimmed 14,000 logistics heads last quarter, and FedEx Ground is closing 29 sorting hubs this fall. When the temp agencies and shipping giants start handing out walking papers, the broader layoffs usually follow before the next Super Bowl. Section 5. Red flag #5. Policy whiplash is spooking. Everyone markets can handle bad news. They can't handle a rulebook that changes mid-game. One week, the Fed hints at 3 rate cuts. The next week, Powell yanks the punch bowl after one hot CPI print. Congress is doing its shutdown cha-cha every 60 days. And now the campaign trail is flirting with a universal 10% tariff on all imports. If that hits, inflation gets a second wind, and trading partners retaliate faster than you can say tweet. Goldman Sachs now puts the October shutdown odds at 40%. The machine shop owner back in my hometown told the local paper he's frozen hiring until he knows if the Army's parts contract renews. When no one knows the rules, the safest play is to sit on the sidelines. And that's how slowdowns turn into standstills. Sticky prices, tariff wars, vanishing capex, rolling layoffs, and policy ping-pong aren't random dots. They're pieces of the same picture. An economy losing speed while the cockpit keeps repeating, "We're fine, folks." The real question isn't if the slump shows up in the spreadsheets. It's how much damage piles up before the numbers admit what your grocery bill already knows. Drop a comment. What weird signals are you seeing in your town? because by the time the official charts turn red, the rest of us have already been living there for months.